Hey everybody, it's Irina and I am going to be doing a little video on the Gretna Jumper, which is a pullover designed by Rachel Brockman of Rach Brock Knits for flying fibers out of our exclusive Yorkshire Medley yarn. First off, can we just say this is absolutely gorgeous. There's just cables and texture, and it's just the most beautiful jumper I have ever seen. It's absolutely timeless. It is one that can be worn for decades, if not centuries, and the best part is it is knit out of our Yorkshire Medley yarn, and therefore it's a long wool, so it will probably withstand centuries upon centuries of wear and tear, and it really just looks like something that you would want to pass down to every member of your family ever. So let's start at the bottom, talking about the construction of the Gretna Jumper. I personally haven't knit this yet. I'm going to be knitting along with you all during our Gretna Jumper knit along, which runs from today, March 20th, all the way until May 31st, which gives you ample time to complete this. But I have gotten to work with our testers and check out the pattern before it was released, and I put the pattern together for the formatting of it all, and therefore I do have a pretty good idea on how everything is put together, and I'm really excited to knit it because it's like nothing I personally have ever knit before. I've only ever made seamless garments, and this is seamed, which actually suits the way I like to knit much better when I'm thinking about it in retrospect. So to begin, there's a tubular cast on both the front and the back. This helps make a really lovely edging. It creates the knit purls of your bottom ribbing automatically, and therefore it cuts out on any awkward cast on edges, and it helps with the fit of the overall garment. It gives it extra stretch. In the pattern, Rachel says that you can also use like a German twisted cast on, but German twisted is my personal favorite, and looking at the tubular cast on, I really think that that's going to be my preferred for when I cast on mine. The back is actually technically the first thing you should knit. If you're like me, you're going to be knitting the sleeves first because I'll feel like I'm getting a lot done in a short amount of time. The back is the rice stitch. It's a beautiful textured piece. It's really simple. It has the complexity of seed stitch, but there's a relief row in it, so that's really lovely. And the best thing about the Gretna Jumper is it's a very boxy shaped garment. Even though if you wear it with just like no ease or very little positive ease, it's not going to look like it's overly boxy. But the great thing is when you're doing the complexity of the cables on the front or the rice stitch on the back, there is no increasing or decreasing for waist shaping or anything like that. So you can really just focus on the pattern directly. And I think that's what makes this a great pattern for the adventurous beginner, because there isn't anything too complicated. Just think of the fronts and the back as making massive swatches. You're just knitting squares, or rectangles in this case, which is really awesome. Then you're going to cast on for the front, same thing, tubular cast on. You've got your 1x1 rib, and then is this not the most gorgeous cable pattern you have ever seen? It is so beautiful, and looking at the swatch that Rachel had initially sent us when she first proposed this design, I couldn't have imagined that it would look that fabulous when it was all said and done. We're absolutely just amazed. The front is the same thing. You're knitting a giant swatch. There is no shaping until you get to the very top where you just cast off. The sleeves are my favorite, not because they're going to be faster to knit because they're like a quarter of the cast on, but it's because they have this saddle sleeve detailing. So you knit your sleeve, and it is a drop shoulder, so it's going to end a little bit farther down from your traditional armpit area, and then you knit over like 19 stitches or something depending on the size. Just this beautiful little single cable on a reverse stockinette stitch paneling. It adds a lot of really beautiful texture, as you see in this photo. And then finally, the neck. The neck is really easy. Once you have everything seamed together, so you're going to seam your sleeves up your sides. You're going to seam together your front and your back. The great thing about this saddle shoulder is you're actually going to you're going to seam your front to one bit of it and then the back to the other, and it helps kind of create a better fit here. It fits almost like like your favorite sweatshirt ever. I can't describe how I feel when I wear this. It's like you don't even feel like you're wearing it. The eyelets and the cables make it a weightless fabric, which is really awesome as well. So this took, 500 grams, and you wouldn't be able to tell. It's a really wonderful fabric. I feel like even something like my Lila, which took like 4 skeins because it wasn't cabled, feels heavier than this. There's just something about the way Rachel combines the stitches and the eyelets, and it's just overall a fabulous thing. But the neck, you're just going to pick up, you're going to do your 1x1 ribbing, and then you're actually going to do a fold over and do a 3-needle bind off on the inside. So that's really, really nice. Creates a really clean finished look, and that's what creates just this really beautiful, timeless fabric. We are so very excited, and I hope that you knit along with us. Like I said, it starts today, March 20th. You get 10% off your purchase of Yorkshire Medley for the pattern. I will link to the Yorkshire Medley yarn page on our website, as well as the Gretna Jumper Ravelry pattern page. We would so love for you to come and knit along with us, and feel free to use the hashtag Gretna Jumper KAL on Instagram so that we can keep track of it, as well as there's a thread on our Ravelry page so that you can post your progress there as well. Thanks so much for watching.